Yeah, if you were just doing merits, yeah, there's like 5 or 6 systems that are like one jump away from Gateway. But because of how important this system that we're trying to do right now is, um, it's the second most important system that we're going to be fortifying on a regular basis. The other one being the one that's in charge of our home base, the one that's protecting LHS 2931, which is where the Red Star is going to be based out of. So that system
Okay.
and this system are going to be top priorities to be fortified every week. So the concept, I gave you the crash course earlier. So this is what happens every week. All of the galactic powers collect on all of their command capital. Command capital is a special currency used by the political superpowers to spend on resources to expand their territory and to conquer more and more systems or to maintain what they already have. All right. So I'm gonna use a visual aid because it's gonna help me keep this in line. Okay. I'm gonna go look at Edmund Mahon because that's who we're allied with. Okay. So his current status is first place because the alliance is badass. A lot of regular players are with the alliance, as you can tell by us being almost first, second, or third every week. Another reason why we're with Edmund Mahon, so we don't have to worry too much about not being first all the time. But as long as we don't drop below 5, we're good. All right. So, command capital CC income from. So right now we have 11,352 command capital from 1,432 exploited systems. So, in order to collect on capital, you have to collect capital from a exploited system that is under control of a control system that is in control of Edmund Mahon. So basically, we take over a controlled system, and then every system that's connected to that control system gives us money every week. All right, they pay their taxes. Right. So
Well,
what?
well, I might as well bring back 100 then, because this is gonna be a long ass time taking it back here and there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do what you can. That's all I ask. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna keep explaining this. So, in order to gain more capital, we have to control more systems and exploit the capital and and make the exploited systems pay taxes. So basically, the plebs that live out in the outskirts of L.A. have to pay taxes to L.A. County, right? So that's what's happening. Edmund controls L.A. County. L.A. County and everybody that lives in L.A. has to pay taxes to Edmund Mahon. That's kind of what we're doing. So,
Oh,
what?
okay. So let's say they assume that we lost the gateway, or what would be the consequences after that?
All right. One, we can't lose the gateway because it's Edmund Mahon's capital. We're going to lose Delcar if we don't keep it fortified. And I'll go in more. I'll go more into that as I progress through here, because if I remember correctly, you weren't here when I did the entire PowerPlay seminar. So, now that all right, so L.A. County residents pay their taxes to L.A. L.A. pays all of its profit income taxes to Edmund Mahon, so we get to make money, which means we can expand our territory. All right, so long story short. We are gaining about 11,000 capital per week. However, in order to keep a controlled system, we have to pay that control system some of the command capital in order to maintain their loyalty, right? So out of the 11,000 that we have, 3,000 of that is a payoff to the other control systems that we're controlling to keep them allied with us. All right? So We're short 3,000. Now we have a CC overhead, which is all of the expenses Edmund Mahon has to pay for to maintain his territory. And that's 5,700 or 7,500. So if you take our total income minus all of our expenses, we are left with a profit of 763 total command capital available to use where we want. Expand to a new system, fortify an existing system, whatever we want to do. We have over 700 points to use wherever we want to. Now, why do we fortify? That's a good question. All right, so we're going to tab over to the control tab, or at least I am. You're doing your thing. All right. So, because I got the audio working, you can watch the video and see what I'm doing whenever you get a chance. All right. So, on the control tab within Edmund Mahon, we see that these are all the systems that he is controlling. A shield symbol means that system is being fortified. And when you click A on it, you will see the stats of the system. And I'll go ahead and find the one that we're worried about the most. There, that one. All right. Kodor Rain. Kodor Rain is the control system in charge of Delcar, and Delcar is our mining outpost. So in order to keep it, we have to keep Kodor Rain, and so this is the setup. So every week we have to pay Kodor Rain 30 CCs in order to keep it, right? If you fortify a system and you completely fortify it and get the gold emblem above it in the galaxy map, that means you've actually fortified that system. And what it does is it reduces the upkeep cost of that system next week. So it's going to be cheaper to maintain next week, so we have more capital available to do what we want. We're basically making profit on what we're doing. So basically, by fortifying it, we do two things. We prevent the enemy from taking over our system. We keep our foothold, and we reduce its upkeep so that we can get more command capital to do what we want. And AKA, the more command capital we have, the higher rank that we get in the galactic powers. Because we have 763 command capital, that's why we're in first place. Because we have so much capital. I'll explain that. I'll explain why later. All right. So, this screen. You have two conditions. You have the progress bar. You have our fortify status and the opponent's undermining status. So, in order to fortify, like I've just explained to you, we have to grab all of the records and bring them back to the gateway. And when you do that, the percentage, the cargo or whatever, the trigger for ongoing fortification, you'll have a progress bar. So right now, I have delivered 390 cargo out of the 4205 that we need in order to complete the fortification. The enemy is at 360 for 11,668. Now, when an enemy tries to undermine a system, it's going to cost them over twice as much resources to undermine us as it takes for us to fortify it. But if no one fortifies it, they're going to get there relatively uncontested, if you know what I mean. So this is where the game is played. To keep the enemy from overtaking the system, we have to fortify it. And so there's the status bar. Anyway, so that's the crash course. Basically, by fortifying a system, you make it cheaper, and you keep the stronghold and all that good jazz.
Oh yeah, it says here one of the stations is already prepared.
Yes. All right. So the preparation. we have a couple of systems we can prepare. So basically, the conditions right now are A, Edmund's in first, and B, I mean, you don't have to be in first to do this, but because he's in first, he has all the command capital. So long story short, because Edmund has all of this extra command capital that we're not using, aka using for expansion and preparation, what we can do is we can send preparation supplies just kind of the same way we're doing with the fortifications. We can do that to prepare or to expand to a new control system and expand his territory, making his bubble bigger, but if you get what I'm saying. So right now, we actually have 5 systems that we can prepare for next week. So in order to take control of a new system, it's a 3-week process. So the first week is you have to have extra command capital. You can't be in debt in the galactic standing, which means you need command capital to use for what we're doing. That's the first condition. Second condition to prepare is we have to vote on whether to prepare or not. So right now I'm actually in the prepare tab for Edmund Mahon, and we're looking at the stats and all this other crap. And on the right-hand side is a voting ballot. So after you get some merits and you start to increase your rating within Edmund and you start to becoming really popular, you'll get a voice in the power. Like, you'll be able to cast a vote to do one of two things. You can either consolidate by using the extra CC that we have to focus on defense on the following week, or into preparing. So because Edmund's in first and because we have so much extra capital, we can actually, everybody in Edmund could vote for preparation. And when you vote for preparation on the following week, we'll be able to expand, we'll be able to prepare new systems that we don't control to become one of Edmund's systems. So right now we have 5 areas. I'm going to view them on the map. And one of them's already complete.
Gotcha.
All right, so come on, let me see there you go. All right. So now I'm looking at the galactic map with the PowerPlay setting on. So we're looking.
So how are we doing with the gateway?
The gateway is ours. We're never going to lose it because that's where Edmund's based out of. But all of the other systems that we control, we could potentially lose them if people don't do their job. All right. So because we're preparing several systems right now, we got like 5 that we could prepare. So in order to control a system, you have to prepare it 1 week. The following week, you actually need to expand to it. And the third week, it becomes yours, and now you can fortify it. And you can keep it. So it's kind of like Risk, where you do things to secure a foothold, and then you reinforce it. That's kind of what we're doing. So, in the PowerPlay tab of the Galaxy map, we can actually see, using the expansion filter, we can see the 5 numbers of the 5 systems that we can prepare. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that correspond to the systems that we could prepare. So Hala, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's a system within our bubble that we don't control yet. So we're already preparing it. In order to prepare the system, you only have to deliver 50 tons of cargo, those reports or whatever, to Solita in order to complete the preparation trigger. So this system is actually 26,000 for 50. It's a little overkill, but hey, it's basically ours, right? So we basically have this system. We only had to deliver 50 tons of cargo. Apparently, everybody's been doing it, so we have 26,000 tons of cargo. So basically, it's in the bag. It's ours. So next week, we'll be able to expand to Sohala. And so next week, we'll expand to it, and then the following week it'll be ours, and we'll fortify it. But that's how that system
What about
works.
the economy?
The economy goes along with how well the system is doing, how what's their well-being, and if it's fortified, I believe the system actually is a little better as far as missions and the economy and markets and stuff. 11th, 12th grade, elite dangerous material. But that's the gist of expansion. Or
Okay.
that's that. All right. So that was the expansion tab. The control tab. So when you're looking at the galaxy map with the PowerPlay, and you're looking at the control filter underneath Edmund, you will see all the shields and all that stuff. A white shield means we are trying to fortify it. A gold shield means it's already finished and there's no need to fortify that system anymore. It's good, it's protected, it's ours. Basically, move on to a new system. A crosshair is bad. A crosshair means the enemy is trying to take it away from us. And a red crosshair means we're going to lose it if we do not fortify it. So what you don't want to see is a red crosshair. All we want to...
Preparation.
All right, so preparation. Let's see. Expansion tab. What's this system over here? That system's done. 5 is done. 1 is done. 4 is done. Where's 2? 2 is done. And then where's 3? 3's done. So every system that we've prepared, it's basically ours next turn. Well, or it's not ours, but we'll be able to expand to it next week. So again, 1 week is prepare, 2nd week is expansion, the 3rd week it becomes ours. So every system is a 3-week process. However, fortification is always required every week to make sure we can keep that territory. All right. So yeah. We have no systems to expand to this week because none were prepared last week. So that's the criteria. You have to prepare, then you have to expand, then you have to fortify it. And once it's fortified, it's yours. So that's how that works. And now that I've got the audio on the stream working properly, now you can honestly go back and watch the information. You can go to town, basically. All right.
All right.
So that's that. I am almost at full cargo, aren't I? Yeah.
Probably.
All right. So basically, that's the official course on PowerPlay, basically.
I got about 130 merits from that, delivering 100 reports.
Yeah. So basically, it's 1 merit per ton of cargo that you transport of the records. So basically, it's 1 for 1. And your ranking within Edmund goes up. I think it's 100 merits is rank 1, I believe. Or it's rank 2. Is it rank 2? No, it's rank 1. I think. What the fuck? I'm an idiot. David, just pull up the galactic thing again. I don't want to give people misinformation. Okay. Rank 1 is 0 merits. Basically, people who are rank 1 are nothing. They're like bullshit. They just All they did was sign up with Edmund, and they literally do nothing for anybody. Now, with that said, you do get a $1,000 paycheck every week. Ooh.
Oh, that's terrible.
Of course. Exactly. So, every week, Edmund pays you based on how many merits you have. So this is another thing, and I'm going to show this on stream too, is every week, a ranked 1 nobody gets paid 1,000 credits. Ooh, big whoop. And they have the ability to transport 10 pieces of cargo of those records every half hour. All right, so you can collect 10 every half hour, and you get paid $1,000. Now,
So how do I rank up?
you get more merits. You basically keep refortifying. Fortifying, there's other ways to do it, but fortification's the big one. Rank 2 is achieved on the following week after you have already collected 100 merits. So if you collect 100 merits this week, next week you'll upgrade to rank 2, right? And you'll be second rank. You'll get paid $50,000. You'll get your one vote in Congress for the preparation or consolidation. Basically, if we're winning, always put it in preparation. Unless we're losing, then consolidate. And then you'll be able to carry 15 tons of records every half hour. So you get an increase of 5 cargo for your merits for the fortification. So that's kind of cool. And once you're rank 2, then the whole reason we're in the fleet with Edmund, this next perk is why. Once you're rank 2, this is when this thing happens. Trade profits in controlled or exploited systems are rewarded with a voucher for 5% of the profit, increasing to 10, 15, and 20 at the galactic power standings 3, 2, and 1 respectively. So long story short, if you have 100 merits every week, you're always going to stay at rank 2 and above. This carries over to the upper ranks as well. Is every time you buy or sell goods within Edmund's territory, you basically get a trade dividend on top of your profit. So let's pretend you and me are in a wing, and we're buying and selling basic medicines or advanced medicines or whatever within Edmund's territory, right? And you and me already know about the trade dividends from the slaves, right? It's the same deal. So not only are we going to get the trade dividend for the wing, but now we're going to get an extra dividend based on our galactic standing and based on you being ranked 2. So you're going to get another 5, 10, 15, or 20% more profit. So you're going to get the profit from the wing and the profit from being ranked 2. You're going to be making bank, dude. Once we get set up with our 100 merits and above, I'm actually going to stop slave trading and go up to Edmund's territory and just do advanced medicine loops. And with a wing and with... We're going to be...
Question, sorry. Isn't the next ring required 1,000 merits, correct?
I'll get to that in just a second. You're going to be climbing really fast, so I'm about to get there. So basically, once I get rank 2, which I'm going to hit next week because I've already got 600 merits, and I'm going to keep doing it because I want to get that 50 million a week, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. Once I get a higher rating in Edmund, trading advanced medicines inside Edmund's territory is actually going to make us more money than slave trading. Because I'm doing it in Edmund's territory. So the advanced medicine loop already makes 3,700 and something profit per tonnage. The slave trade is like 4,500. So we're making $1,200 less money doing advanced medicines. But here's the kicker. If you were in a wing and we're ranked 2 or higher, we're going to get... if we're ranked 2 and higher and we're first, second, or third place in the galactic standing, we're going to make our 20% or 10% profit, or is it 5? It's 5% profit for the wing, Then we're going to get 20% on top of that for Edmund's profit, for the trade profit within the ranking system. So you're going to be making 30% more than you normally would. So what's 30% of...
Let me see.
Let me run the numbers. So I'm going to do 3,800 game. I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. All right. So 3,800, and I need the 20% of that. So hang on. All right. Times 20 equals divided by 100. I gotta do my ratios. So if you're making 3,800 profit, the 20% share of the cut from Edmund is 660. Now we're gonna add 660 to 3,800. We're making 4,560. All right, so 4,560. I'll have to remember that in a second. Now, I need the 5% of 3,800. So, times 5 equals divided by 100. All right, so 4,550 plus another 190. Boom. So we just overshot and blew out imperial slave trading right there. Boom. We're making $200 more per ton of cargo by doing basic or advanced medicines and not slaves. So we're going to be making more money with advanced medicines in Edmund's territory in a wing than slave trading by yourself. Boom.
Oh wait, I thought you said medicine was out of the question. Slave trading instead.
Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Slave trading is a thing because it pays a lot of money. Once you start doing your merits every week and start maintaining that level 2 rate, and you start doing advanced medicines, you're going to be making more money doing advanced medicines with that 20% profit increase. If he's in first place like he is right now, you're going to be making more money doing advanced medicines in Edmund's territory than slave trading in the Empire. Boom. Which is why I want to steer us away from the slaves so that we can fortify and concentrate on being a fleet. And we're going to blow this out of the water, especially when we have to cough up 2 billion credits to buy the fleet carrier. The only way to do that is to do what I'm doing, is to do what we're doing right now. Oh, look! Cherno is online. Hey, buddy, if you have an extra computer or your phone, you can watch me on Twitch while we're talking and giving Rocky some pointers. And you could text, you can type in my chat. All right. So that's
Okay,
that.
you do have a good point there.
All right. So yeah. So long story short, eventually, once we're at rank 2, you're going to be making more money doing medicines than slaves, and then people who don't like slave trading can stop fucking crying about it. Oh, I hate slaves. Fine, do advanced medicines inside Edmund's territory. Boom. You're going to be making just as much money, if not a little more. So that's that. In the bag, basically. All right, so that's rank 2. That's when the fun shit happens. Rank 3 is 750 merits. You get paid 50 or 500,000 credits every week. You get 20 tons of cargo per run per half hour. And it also unlocks Edmund's weapon. Now, I don't think this one's any good. It may or may not be. Rank 3 unlocks the Retribution Beam Laser. After 4 weeks allied with this power, and rank 3, it is a small beam laser that does enhanced heat damage. And it's a level 1 fixed beam laser that does extra damage and overheats the target. That could be good if you're really good with fixed weaponry. That could be a thing if you guys like that, whatever. Um, I'm not a big fan of fixed weapons because I really suck at flying, but hey, whatever. All right, so that's that. Rank 4 is 1,500 merits. You get paid 5 million credits every week. Now we're making money. You also get your consolidation vote, whether to prepare or consolidate. So you still have your voice in the government. You get 25 tons of cargo per half hour for merits. Um, and then rank 5 is 10,000 merits. You get paid 50 million credits every week. You still get your vote. Now you can carry 50 tons per half hour of merit cargo. And there's an added bonus. We get a 50% increase on rare goods profits within Edmund's territory. So if you're all about that rare goods trading and you're rank 5, you're going to be making even more money. So you're going to be making the profit on the rare goods in Edmund systems, which is already going to give you your 20% profit margin that we talked about with rank 2. And you're going to get the 50% increase to rare goods profits. You're going to be making so much damn money, we won't need slave trading anymore. But getting to 10,000 merits is a really big grind. I'd like to get to 10,000 merits, but, I'm not going to cry about it if I don't make it. I'd like to maintain rank 4. Rank 4 is 5 million per, and I could actually use that to offset certain costs. Now, with all of the ranking systems said, every week, at the conclusion of the week, on Wednesday night or whatever, at midnight or whatever, you lose 50% of all your merits from the past week. So, if you have 1,000 merits this week, Thursday morning, you're only going to have 500. But you only lose half. You don't lose all. So you're not starting from square one every week. You still have half your merits from last week because half of them carry over. However, if you do nothing that week, you lose all of them. Or you keep losing 50% of all your merits until you run out of merits. Then you have to start at square one. So basically, this is how we know who's active in the fleet and who's not, based on how many merits you have. Now, I was talking to Sovereign, and after you get to 10,000 merits, it's actually quite easy to reclaim the 5,000 for the following week, because you don't have to do as much fortifying. You have to do like half as much. It's not rocket science to get back to that level. But getting to that 10,000 is going to be a chore. You don't have to go to 10,000 if you don't want to, but like, I would at least strive for the 1,500.